It is always game day in Cleveland. It is the post-game edition as the Browns beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 13-10 to move into sole position of second place in the AFC North. He's Daryl Ryder. I'm Andy Baskin. We are brought to you by Bryant and Smiley One, Northeast Ohio's leaders when it comes to air conditioning and heating. All right, there was a story that kind of popped before the game. I'll let you give credit where credit is due because I think I read it where it came out first, but I'm not sure. Joe Flacco was in Cleveland on Friday.
Yes.
And it appears that he will ink a deal with the Browns tomorrow after we take
this. I mean, that's what it's looking like. And they need him. Let's be honest about it. They need him or somebody to put on the practice squad.
Is he practice squad or do you carry three?
I would put him on the practice squad to start just to give him time to get his feet wet and learn give him a crash course in this offense or whatever. But again, in my head, I'm thinking if they sign Joe Flacco, we're probably going to see him at some point because that's how this always goes with the Browns. But hang on. But now as this season is going and the Browns are winning these games that they normally lose, I'm like, nah, that movie script no longer applies. I'm thinking, even though, they lost Nick Chubb, they lost Deshaun Watson, they've lost a couple other guys, but I'm like, whatever you throw at these guys, they just seem to find a way. So the cynic in me, I think, is getting the year off.
No, cynical. Why you? By the way, I want to just be on the record. What did you think of Dustin Hopkins when the Browns brought him in at the beginning of the season?
My number one concern had nothing to do with kicks inside of 49 yards. My concern was plus 50, where he was for his career 50%. And my whole take on the situation was you're trying to, get one on me here, which I'm not going to let you get.
Of course I'm getting one.
No, because
you were like, who is this guy? Why are they bringing him in? I don't think he can do it. I don't think if they got to go on the other side of the 45, they don't have a chance. In the meantime, he's probably one of the best additions that Andrew Berry's made.
He is. And, look, his career numbers told the story, though. He has come here, though, and been absolutely magnificent. He's missed a handful of kicks. And by handful, I mean barely a handful.
One extra point.
An extra point, and I think 2 or 3 field goals.
Has it even been that
but he's 7 for 7 from beyond 50.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah. Well,
Look into that little camera right there and say, I was wrong.
Let's see him make a 50-yarder into the dog pound in December. I'm kidding.
I hear you.
But no,
and then also say you were a little bummed out earlier this week that you thought this game was going to be, although this game was tough, it was a 3-point game.
But here's the thing. I was hedging the bet. I wasn't sure what to expect. I did pick the Browns to win 16-15.
Oh,
I did. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, huh. So
I had another one.
I'm now 6-4 on the season picking Browns games.
How are they getting to 15? What'd you have at 16-15?
16-15. Well, just because I figured they're playing the Steelers. The Steelers are terrible. Something really stupid is going to happen in the game because something really stupid always happens in Browns-Steelers games, right?
That's true.
So I was
my entire life.
Yeah, I was like, okay, 16-15, but the Browns have the 16, and that's all they need is one more than they do. So, and then like midway through the fourth quarter, as I'm watching both of these offenses, I'm like, I hate to say this, but this game almost deserves overtime. It's that bad.
Well, but the thing about it was almost like, you want to talk about hedging your bets. Kevin Stefanski decided, all right, I'm opening up the playbook. I got a chance here with about a minute plus.
How about both of these coaches going for it inside their own 35s on fourth down? How about that? That told you what type of a day it was. Kevin did it, and then Mike Tomlin did it, and that shocked me. By the way, the play call that Kevin had on that, the Harrison Bryant faking the sneak, tossing it out to Kareem Hunt, who basically walked around for 4 yards to get him the first down. I thought that was brilliant, because the Steelers were anticipating the sneak because they had shown that a couple of times. But what's interesting is that play went for a touchdown earlier this year where they did the same exact thing. Harrison Bryant came up like he was going to sneak, and he tossed it to Kareem, and Kareem grabbed it and walked into the end zone. So it's not like that was a rabbit pulled out of the hat specific for this game.
He had confidence in the play. Yeah.
It's already on tape, and now he's 2 for 2 calling that play.
So I also think the other thing was how diversified that final drive was. I mean, I just looking at Kareem jump. I'm just right. Elijah Moore, big catch. Kareem again. Cooper, Njoku, and then Hopkins finishes
By the
out.
way, how about David Njoku? Rough afternoon for him. He had 4 or 5
but he's
legit drops, but including a potential touchdown. But when it mattered most on that final drive, he had a big catch. And that is the mark of a professional who's able to compartmentalize and put what was a tough personal day for him behind him and make the big play when it was needed most. And he did that. So hats off to David Njoku for making a crucial play. But again, Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, David Njoku, Kareem Hunt on that final drive, basically your playmakers, right?
Right.
Your playmakers making the plays when the game was on the line.
All right, so where do we go from here? Obviously, Denver is next. They're playing a little bit better than we thought they were at the beginning of the season. Yeah. Some of these games that look pretty easy, Houston, Denver, don't look so easy now when you look at the schedule.
And Jacksonville's on the schedule here, and they're going to be a real tough opponent. In fact, Jacksonville's going to be here in Cleveland.
Yeah, we're going to turn the cold up for that.
Yeah.
Or down.
I want to turn the heat down for that one. That will be the one game I will endorse playing in frigid conditions. Okay. Otherwise,
we don't need a dome for that game.
Correct. Open the roof, Jimmy, for that one.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, look, the Browns are set up in really good shape, and I think that it's incumbent upon Dorian Thompson-Robinson and Kevin Stefanski to continue to work, because like you said earlier, a lot of safe plays, a lot of high percentage passes.
But with this defense, you can do that. There's no question.
Not forcing him to have to do too much in situations, right? And then hopefully as he gets more comfortable in this offense and being out there, he's going to be able to make those throws down the field and make those bigger plays. But right now, again, I feel like this was a stepping stone. That's kind of how I look at this game, Andy.
Sure.
Because, again, it wasn't a great performance by him, but it was effective. It was efficient. It was just enough to get the job done. And that's all you wanted to see today from him. So hats off to him.
All right. So, again, we look at Dorian Thompson-Robinson. We see how he grows. The defense, we're a little concerned about how banged up they are. I'm just trying to think of the headlines ahead during Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we'll see what's going on with Anthony Walker and Ronnie McLeod. Those could potentially be 2, big losses if those guys are seriously hurt. Again, McLeod's got the bicep, and then you've got a hamstring injury there. Denzel, by the way, how about the shot Denzel Ward delivered on Najee Harris today?
When he lost his helmet that play?
He hit him so hard that Denzel's helmet came off and he lost his mouthpiece. And the first thing I thought was, please don't have a concussion. But I mean, that was that. There were a couple of helmets that came off in this game on both sides. It was a hard-hitting physical game. And again, the Browns played for 60 minutes and they made the plays down the stretch. Steelers had their shot. I mean, and like I said, I've watched a lot of their games this year. Like that was abnormal for them. As far as 10 points going in late fourth quarter, that's normal for them.
Right.
But usually that final drive is when they do their work. That's why they win games. And the Browns defense was not allowing that in this building, not with this crowd as raucous as it was. So Browns come out 7-3, their best record since 1994. This is the first time in the expansion year of the Cleveland Browns have 7 wins through 10 games.
We'll take it. He's Daryl Ryder for our producer, Meredith Kane, who is always outstanding. Thanks for watching the post-game edition of It's Always Game Day in Cleveland. The Browns beat the Steelers. How sweet it is. 13-10.